You know, so here's the deal. We're going to get up and move. We're trainers. We learn by doing, and we're not going to do anything to our clients that we can't do ourselves, right? So we're going to move, but it's technique and quality first. I'm not going to sit up here and boot camp you. You know, I'm not going to lead some Group X class. That's not how I roll, right? We're going to talk about techniques. If I want to show you nothing, I teach you everything. So we're going to condense it to like the top concepts. We're going to tweak some of the two main learning objectives here, the ones that I highlighted in bold. Learn better ways to use some of the body weight exercises you're already using. You're thinking body weight. Yeah, come on, push-ups, squats, lunges. Absolutely. We're going to cover some of those things. But it's when you close the door on an exercise and you think, I already know how to do that. I've got it. That's normally when you can learn the most, your big movements. We're going to talk about how to tweak those and make them better, and also get some new exercises along the way. We all like to have some new tools in our toolbox, right? That's really important with training, especially with your long-term clients. It's like being in a long-term relationship. They've heard all your jokes. They've heard all your stories. Sometimes it's nice to throw some new stuff in there. So before we get rolling, just want to thank you guys. Everybody thanks you for coming. That's a given. Thank you for being here, because this is probably the best group of presenters at a conference that I've ever attended, much less presented at. And you got a lot of great speakers in all these rooms right now, but you did me the honor of being here. And I speak to you from the heart when I tell you I do not take that lightly, and I promise I won't let you down. So I promise we're going to make this really worth your while. All right? I have one little tidbit, one little philosophy, and then we're going to get down to business and put some hustle behind this muscle. All right? So one of the things I hear about bodyweight training, us trainers, we like to throw out these cool slogans, train movements, not muscles, and all these cool things. Okay, one of the things I hear, oh, I don't let any of my clients do external loads until they master their body weight. Okay, well, I go, well, isn't doing a row, being able to get in this position and be able to have the body awareness to do that row, that doesn't take body awareness? That doesn't make any sense to me. So this is the saying that I come up with. Master your body with body weight training. Master your environment with external loads. And I tweaked these slides. That one's a new slide, but 99% of the slides that are in your book is here. All right, so please don't ding me on that one. There's just a few little tidbits I added. The biggest limitation with body weight training is what? Pulling. When I say body weight, I'm talking about in an environment like this. Like I'm outside teaching a Group X class or a boot camp class or something like that, where I don't have things to hang suspension trainers from and all that. All this stuff is great. You should use it if you have access to it. If you don't have access to it, that's the big limitation. So my recommendation is get yourself some bands and do your classes, or you're doing group stuff, somewhere where you can use those bands and use those for your pulling movements to offset all the pushing and all the other stuff that you're doing. There's no reason why you shouldn't use that stuff in any environment. So just because I'm teaching stuff without it doesn't mean that's all that I use. We got 50 minutes. We're going to talk about one subject, and we're going to talk about my favorite applications for that. All right. So I want to get moving. Let's bring you guys out here on the floor. You guys can come all the way around. Find some real estate. I'm going to hang here. The last class, when I was back here, some of the people here had a hard time seeing me through there. So I'm going to stand here, bring it around here. If you didn't notice, I'm not the tallest guy in the world, so all right. Everybody in push-up position, let's warm up. I want to get 10 push-ups out of you. Oh, come on. I'm a personal trainer. You want me to do push-ups? Here we go. So did I. Okay, great. Now, let's kind of stay down there, not in push-up position, just kneel down. Now, it's a little bit of a trick. It's not as much of a warm-up because we're not going to do that much of a workout, but we're going to move. We got about, I don't know, 80 people here right now. And I saw probably 50 different push-ups. Now, there's lots of good options, but some options are certainly better than others, right? Now, if we were going to talk about squats, we'd all have a foundation that we want to go to. We don't want this happening. We don't want this and this happening. We don't want this happening. We get really technical. We have all these assessment protocols and all these things. When it comes to push-ups, we just go, can you do them or you can't do them? Well, if foot position and knee alignment and hip alignment and back alignment mean all that much to squats, and that's our foundational move, yeah, we go wide and we go split stance, but this is where we come back to. Why don't we use that same knowledge to push-ups? I do, and I find most trainers don't, right? So a couple little things that I'm going to tweak if you are training with me based on what I believe is optimizing your levers. This does not optimize your levers. Why? Because all the force is going here versus through all your joints. Make sense? Right now the knees are screaming. Now the knees are singing with the hips and ankles. Okay. Well, when I see elbows doing push-ups, flaring behind the wrist, my elbows are screaming right now. When I see elbows flaring outside the wrist, your elbows are screaming. Why? Because you're shearing through the elbow. I want that elbow directly above your wrist the entire time. Directly above your wrist the entire time. That's number one. This will probably happen about 4 or 5 times when I'm doing push-ups, by the way. This mic just can't harness my immense power. Okay. My friend, can I use you for just 1 second? What's your name? Johnny. Johnny, Nick. Just stand up for me real quick. Put your left foot behind your right foot. Yeah, like this, like a wrestling type stance. Yep. And give me just on this side, like you're going to do a push-up. Okay. Now, just relax. Hold that there. So we're going to talk about elbow position relative to the wrist, shoulder position. See a lot of people out like this. A lot of guys bench like that. And if you're really trying to target certain parts of your pecs, disadvantage, that's fine. Right? That's fine. But if we're trying to give people a mechanical advantage, check this out. So here we're going to have him out like this. Now, so that's like that T position. Now go ahead and resist me. Okay, good. Now watch this. We bring that elbow in. So instead of the T, I bring him somewhere around that, more like an arrow. Now, more like 45 degrees. So bring him about right there. Ready? Resist. Well, don't get the jump on me. We've got to have an equal comparison. Right? Here we go. Come on, resist. Look. No, that's not one of those magnetic bracelet tricks. No. And I certainly just didn't give him a baseball B12 shot. Oh, nobody got that joke. Yeah, you did. Okay. So go ahead, sit down. How come he got stronger there? It gave him a better mechanical advantage. Shorten the lever arm. Now you go, okay, well, what the heck does this have to do with push-ups? Why would I want to do that? How many of you have clients, probably more female than male, who I'm so close to doing a push-up, but I just can't do it? They get down, and they just can't go up. Probably a lot of us. Or maybe do 1 or 2, not enough to get any sort of training effect, because it's too difficult. Well, we're always worried about strength. We regress them, put them on the bar, put them on their knees, whatever. We don't even look at leverage. Look how much strength we just gained from that. So just by putting them in a position where they can better use their horsepower, you might be able to get someone to do a push-up first day out. You know how empowering that is? And if it's the first time you've ever met with this client, oh, I can't do push-ups. Well, are you close? Yeah, I'm close. I could do 1. I could do 2. Try this, just like you do with squats or anything else. It's tweaking their technique. Oh, my God, I got it. How much you want me to write the check out for? That's pretty cool. So what I want you guys to do now, try this. I don't want you here. I want you somewhere here. Now, I don't want you digging. And is there an exact spot? No. You go with what feels good. And I want that elbow to stay above your wrist the entire time. Also, turn your fingers out slightly. Why? Because when your hands are like this, look at my elbows go. And look at my arms go. Hands out. So this is what I want to see you look like. Just like that picture. All right, give it a shot. Try 10 of them. Yeah, keep that elbow right there. Better, better. Okay. See, we're starting slow, guys. I know you just had lunch. Starting slow. All right, now how many of you guys did that feel easier? Good. Maybe even felt a little more pec, right? How many of you that felt harder? A couple people. Okay. So you go, okay, well, Nick, you said it's supposed to be easier. How come it was harder? Well, we're the fittest people in the gym. This is the fittest people in the gym right here. How many push-ups have you done in your lifetime? Way more than we would want to count, right? So our bodies have adapted to whatever we have done repetitively. That's the beauty of training. But just because you've adapted to something, a lot of people ride a bike and they've adapted, they get off the bike and they still look like they're on the bike, right? And they're very strong for the bike, but not necessarily standing up doing stuff. So you've created an adaptation, so some of that is just kind of back engineering that. Does that make sense? Okay, so last thing. How many of you guys are doing the exercise, the push-up plus? You know, you do the scapula for the serratus anterior. You guys know what I'm talking about? Some people yes, some people no. Okay, push-up plus is just basically shoulder blades in, shoulder blades out. I'm protracting and retracting just to get that serratus. You know, you'll read stuff about wing scapulas and things of that nature. Okay, but we got to think, well, if I got someone who's strong and is exercising and they're still weak there, it means they're not using it. So why are they not using it even when we're doing pushing exercises? Because that's what happens. The scapula is moving, and that's what the serratus does, moves the scapula and the rib cage. Well, a lot of people just don't finish their push-ups. They do it like they would do a powerlifting meet. You know, they bend, shoulder blades are back like this. We're not bench pressing here. So when I finish that push-up, when I'm coaching, I want to see them finish. I want to see that at the top. So I don't want you to stop here and hang on your ligaments. Finish. See that last movement there? A lot of people will do the dolphin move. They'll do that. No, no, no. Right here. And just finish. So, you know, there's all this stuff now. We're getting into corrective training and whatnot. But you know what corrects most of the problems people have? Paying attention to detail and good technique and good form. And a lot of our trainers, that's the foundation of what we do. All that other small stuff, that's tinkering. That's the creatine. Creatine's not doing you so great if you're eating McDonald's 3 times a day, right? This is our bread and butter right here, meat and potatoes. Give that a shot. Good form, finish your push-up at the top. You don't have to do all that special stuff because you're factoring it into your regular training. Elbows stay directly above the wrist. Finish at the top. So if I'm coaching my client, I'm standing over them, and I'm looking at what their scapulars are doing. So I'd turn your hands out a little bit. Spread your hands just a little wider, too. Okay. So hopefully that gave you a new appreciation for something that we all just kind of put aside and went, got it. Good? Okay. Last thing I want to say. Sometimes I get this feedback. Some people, well, when I put my hands closer together, isn't that more tricep? No, no. When you put your hands together, it doesn't become more tricep just because your hands together. It's when you put your hands together, your elbows go out, and now you make it more tricep. It has nothing to do with where your hands are. It has to do with where your elbows go relative to where your hands are. You could have your hands out here, and if your elbows are going wide, you're still banging away on that elbow. And if you're bodybuilding and you're trying to do something unique for your triceps, fine. But if we're trying to do a push-up, that's a compound exercise. We're supposed to have all these muscles involved, and right there we're just banging on one area. That's not optimizing your levers. All right, so now, I know you guys know all kinds of push-up variations and things like that. I want to show you my top 5. Some of these are real basic, and you're going to go, got it. I think 1 or 2 of these you're going to go, ooh, I like that one. And then I'm going to show you how to put these together in a really cool circuit. First one, we're going to do all these as standalone. I'll demonstrate, then you go. Just a couple reps. Push back, push up. More shoulders. Check it out. Push up position. Instead of pushing up and then shifting back like downward dog in yoga, we're going here. Push back. Like the ceiling got low. Now, for some of you that might be thinking, oh, he's contradicting himself. His elbow just dropped behind his wrist. Yeah, because the force vector is going this way now, not this way. I'm aligning my elbow with the direction of force. Make sense? So try it. Everybody, push-up position. It's like an incline press. Watch me again. Down. Pretend the ceiling just got low, and push straight back. And hold it there. You'll feel you're shaking because it's like a abdominal rollout. And then return low. Don't come back high. Here and here. Here and here. Yeah, so your butt shouldn't be way up like that. You'll go, yeah, it's hard. Yeah. That's why it's called exercise. Okay, don't get worn out. So you want to put a little, spice it up a little bit. You can sit. Like that. Put a little Zumba on it. Although I don't have the cool pants on for that. All right. Now, some of you guys may be thinking, oh, some of my clients can't do this. I got a bad wrist. I can't do this. Then don't do it. Don't blame me for poor application on your end, right? I'm giving you general exercise applications. It's up to you to go home and figure out, okay, I got this tool, I got this tool, I got this tool. Which one is the best for this job? I'm not saying to use these with everybody, right? Okay, we got that. Lateral push-up, I'm just going to demo. You guys got it. That's feet wide. Just step out and kind of give me more on one side, return. Here, more on one side, and return. Right? All this stuff is getting core work. I see a lot of planks. People talking about a lot of planks. What's this? Is this not a plank with movement? So if I do 15 push-ups, 1 second down, 1 second up, 15 times 2, 30. Don't be impressed by my math, I know. It's a 30-second plank. Why are you sitting down on your elbows doing the most boring exercise mimicking a statue? Unless that's what you sit in a window. No, you don't need to do it if it's already in your other stuff. Okay. So knee in push-up and lateral knee push-up. They look like this. So the first two, we moved the upper body. Now we're going to move the lower body. Here, real simple, boom. So I got some anti-rotation happening here. Boom. Now you might say that looks like a lot like a mountain climber. And I would say that's actually probably what a good mountain climber looks like. You know, I see these mountain climbers, and this is what they look like. That's a seizure. Right? That ain't how I do mountain climbers. What I want, stable spine. If we want to do mountain climbers, we're doing them like this. Movement at the hip, stability here. So all we're doing is just slowing that down. Boom. The lateral knee is here. Look at the anti-rotation that's happening there. Here, here. Just like that. Try just one of each. Left knee in, push up. Right knee in, push up. Out, push up. Out, push up. Don't twist. It's moving your hips without moving your spine. And by the way, if you can't do push-ups, I'm not saying because of pain, but let's say you can get in this position, don't do the push-ups, just do the hand movements. Just do the hip movements. You can do that too. And all this stuff would apply to an elephant incline bench. Breakdancer push-up. So we had the upper body moving, got the lower body moving. Now we're going to bring them together. Check this out. I rotate, palm on forehead. I'll explain why in a second. Bottom knee comes up. I've seen my man JC Santana do this one too. Right here. Now we go, why palm on the forehead? Because your clients will just go like this. This is easy. Well, that's because you made up your own exercise. Palm on forehead, knee comes up to elbow. If you can't get it to touch, fine. Don't force it. Give that a shot. And if you don't want to do the push-up, don't do the push-up. Yep, you got it. Bottom knee, top hand. Knee comes to elbow, not the other way around. Ooh, turn those hands out right here. Ah, there you go. Okay, don't wear yourself out. We got a little circuit to hit now. So let's say you've used these exercises. Your client is familiar with them. You're happy with their technique, right? We don't progress or do anything until we have a good, solid foundation of technique and strength. That's just basic training. So we got 5 movements, 2 reps a pop. That's 10 reps. There we have the Big 10 circuit. So I find people, if they can bang out 50 push-ups, boom, 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 boom. And we give them this, 2-3 rounds, which is 20 or 30 reps. They want to take a little nap for a few minutes after that. I'll demonstrate, and then you guys get to go. Here we go, and I'm going to put a little hip on it. First is the push back. 1, 2. Next is lateral. 3, 4, and then it's the knee. 5 in the middle. 6, and then side. 7, and 8, and now I bring in the 2 together. 9, 10. Here we go again. Push back, push up. Reset. Lateral push up. Reset. Here. Here. Then out. Notice I don't rotate. I keep this nice and strong and stable. And then right here. Long and tall. Everybody's like, okay, good. Thank you. Now it's your turn. Huh? Yeah. Push back, push up. Lateral push up. Knees to the center. Knees to the side. Break dancer. It's okay. It's right up there on the board for you. I forget. I mean, I want to rest. I mean, okay. Good. So don't rush it so much. You want to rotate. Yeah. So look, guys, I got a lot to show you. Not a lot of time to do it. And I know after you get some stuff, you go, oh, I think that one's worth trying. I want to write that one down. I'm going to wrap these, bang them out. After the class, because we have a short turnover, like 10 minutes, next speaker's up. I'm going to clean up, get my stuff. I will go right outside this door, and I will hang for as long as you want me to hang, and I will be your circus monkey. Demonstrate this. Let me see that. Let me do that. Let's rock. All right? I'll answer any questions. So if you've missed something, hang out after class. We'll get it established. Deal? Okay. Last thing about push-ups. One-arm push-ups. That's kind of like a forgotten exercise. If you ask me one upper body pushing exercise, what I put as the king crown, it would not be bench press, it would be one-arm push-ups. Did I say bench press is bad? No, please don't go out the door and say I said that. Saying that's a component, so is this. But overall, I like that better for what one reason might you think? It's a compound core exercise. We all talk about core training. We also say we train movements, not muscles. And then we contradict ourselves, and then we say, let's do some core work. And then we lie on the floor on our elbows, and we isolate everything out. Right? But we all talk about compound lifts for isolation lifts. Well, planks and side plank. A plank is an isometric sit-up. That's the bicep curl. That is like a chin-up towards a pulling movement. Right? Limited through here. Talk about anti-rotation training, Serap-Bay effect. It's all right there. So I'm not going to sit here. We have all this kind of cues for it. We turn the hands out, spread the feet, shoulders and hips stay at the same rate. We don't want them changing like this because that's when you add torque. And you just want to come straight down, power straight up. You want to make it tougher. What happens when I go here? Does that add more rotation through? I don't need to do those boring power off press and all that stuff. If I can nail that. Right? It's already done. It's right there. All right, so that's my thing with one-arm push-ups. Check out a video. I have a YouTube video on one-arm push-ups. Just type one-arm push-ups, Nick Tumminello, and I talk about some coaching cues and some things if you want to go that route. If you're not into that, this is not a bodyweight exercise, or if you just it's so beyond you, then one-arm cable press is heavy, which I heard JC talking about earlier. That will be my next movement. Used in conjunction with the big heavy pressing exercises. They're not mutually exclusive. Used in conjunction. Okay, pushing and pulling stuff. I said in the beginning, the biggest limitation of bodyweight training, especially when you're out in a field or in a wrestling room or in a Group X room, something like that, you don't have equipment. A lot of gyms don't have the suspension stuff, and I would just call it suspension training. Right? So if you have equipment for bodyweight type stuff, my go-tos would be right here. This obviously you got to go to a special gym for. Rope climb and pegboard. That's a pegboard, by the way. Rope climb, we all know. Why? Body tension. You cannot be soft through here. You got to be tight. Everything is working together. Talk about integrated exercise. It's right there, right there. So again, and of course chin-ups, pull-ups, and all the suspension type stuff. So, however, in a limited situation, we have two options. I'm going to talk about these. Who's doing the LYT stuff? You know, you go like this. You go. Just put your hand up so I know you're doing it. Okay. I'm going to show you guys how to make that a lot better. Because I know a lot of your clients, they're here, and they're putting their hands here, and they're flying around. We're gonna stop all that in one shot. The other option is do some partner rowing. That's where, just lay on your back, brother. That's where the guy lies down, and somebody stands over top of him, and they go here, and they do rows. You guys probably seen that before, right? That's all great and all. But, okay, he and I are outside. We're sweating. We're in a room. I don't even know this cat. Okay, Jim, you're over here with him. Stand over top and drip sweat on him, and he doesn't know you. Your clients are like, yes, the last time you're going to see me, right? A lot of people aren't into this interaction stuff. He's an ex-wrestler, football player? Sure, no problem. But not a lot of people are into that stuff. I love that as much as the next cat. But I don't really put it on in the global conferences and things because it's so limited in applicability. All right, so everybody hop up, please. I'm going to stand up on stage for this one. I got a little piece of real estate here. First thing to do, I'm going to give you guys my good side. Put your right arm like that, not here, like this. Now, pinch your shoulder blade together, or shoulder blade back, sorry, and then lift your wrist off your back slightly. Now, I said off your back slightly, not trying to be Cirque du Soleil, because then all of a sudden that shoulder juts forward. So when I show you this, that's what I want. That goes, then that lifts, and then you hold that. We good? The other arm, walk like an Egyptian. It's going to go like this. The elbow should be in line with the shoulder, not down here. So here's what it's going to look like. So this arm stays like this, and you guys are going to go down to this position, this arm out here, like a Romanian deadlift. Deadlift position, right arm back, other arm here. Take the right arm. And if you get shoulder problems, don't do it. Scapula in, lift the wrist. Hold that. That stays isometric while you do external rotation on the left in a good controlled fashion. Once you do 10 on the left, you got a 10-second isometric on the right, switch and do the mirror image. One's got a control, the other one moves. We're getting internal and external rotation. This could be used as a cool down, warm up, active recovery. All those apply. Then as soon as you're done, I want your arms out like a Y. Here, back in that position, please. I'll go here. Now, right arm stays isometric like this. Left arm moves. Look at the pace, not this. Go up, hold. Go up, hold. As soon as you do 10, I'm just going easy numbers. Then hold the left isometric and move the right. I should see soft knees, straight backs, just like you were doing a Romanian deadlift. Shoulders should be fairly parallel to the floor, guys. So I don't want your torso upright 45, so lower. And then do the same thing with T's. That means here, this one stays, this one goes. By the way, a T is where your wrist is outside your shoulder. This is not a T, at least not how I learned it. Right here. Keep those arms up. By this time, your mid-back muscles should be talking to you. Yes? If you're doing it right. So by keeping that isometric on one, you take out that momentum. Because most people want to, like that stuff. Thumb up on that. Yeah, that gets you a little bit, right? 3-4 rounds of that. I love to superset that with the push-up complexes. That way you get that nice balance. Push and pull. Actually, we'll do more volume on the backside. Why? Because most of us spend too much time sitting. Your general posture is habitual, but that stuff builds control when you need to get there. Good. So I like that because you'll find your clients are, swinging and all over the place because they're so weak back there. So that gets them. You can coach them better. Okay, hold that. Now give me that side. It's easier to coach. And when you're holding one side and if this arm starts swinging, then this arm starts moving. So I could be in a room with 100 people. I could be with one person. Same concept. Gives me all the good stuff, none of the bad stuff. I like those kind of concepts. Cool? All right. So, by the way, if you notice, I'm just going to be a little ginger on my leg. I re-tore my ACL on my right leg 7 weeks ago. So when we get to some of the leg stuff, I'm not going to get too crazy. Okay, everybody down on your knees, please. Abdominal work. I'm going to show you 2 of these 3. You guys all know rollouts, right? Like rollouts on the ball. I like those because they're not only anti-extension or anti-flexion stuff, but anti-extension, sorry. But they also get the lats and a little upper body. And the this version, the arm walkout, it's actually a little bit more than the ball. Looks like this. Kneel down, and I'll go this angle, and I'll go this angle. Start with my hands outside my eye line. There's my eye line, outside my eye line. So I already have some tension here. Posteriorly rotate, squeeze my butt. Why? Because as people want to go up, what do? They want to sag. So by holding that, if you can keep that glute contraction, you're not sagging. Because you're posterior rotating, and this is anterior tilt. Right? So we're not doing it as some sort of magic, mysterious corrective exercise. I let physical therapists worry about that stuff. This is just good technique. Here, go out as far as you can, right here, and then I push, 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 lock it in. Is there not some rotation happening here every time I boom, boom? Yeah. Try 3. Go out as far as you can with control, knees on the ground. Oh, I don't know if that matters that much. Yeah, whatever's comfortable. If you go out too far, you'll know because you'll go, feel pressure in my back. So hips forward a little bit more. Yeah. Go as far as you can, tight, and then come back. Wow, that gets you pretty good, right? Yeah. Okay, just body weight. So here we got the fittest people in the gym, and you guys are all being challenged with this. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about this, because a lot of us look at body weight training as this like, oh, well, you do it when you're in your hotel and you can't get to the gym, or it's only for beginners. And that's great for all that stuff too, but I use some of this stuff with athletes and even bodybuilders and figure girls to add volume, change it up a little bit. Here's probably a favorite of mine. Everybody have a seat like you're sitting at the beach, like so. Fingers pointed back. If you got bad wrists, bad shoulders, don't do it. Not every exercise is for everybody. So I'm going to lift. Watch me first. Lift, getting those shoulder blades, and then watch this. Here's the abdominal part. I pull as far back as I can. Then back down, reach back. So yes, you have to have a little bit of space. Lift, pull, 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 pull. That's all abs. And then down. Also some lat involvement there. Right? Okay. Now, if you're really into, there's a kind of a trend in training, oh, I don't do any lumbar flexion, all that, there's some research, it's kind of mixed reviews. That research isn't compelling to me from other things I've talked about in PTs. But if you're not into that and you don't like this exercise, fine, don't use it. Use other stuff. Okay? Good. Give it a shot. Hands back, lift, pull through. As far as you can, and then gentle down. Gentle. Up, pull through, far as you can, far as you can, far as you can. There it is. Good. And if you don't feel the contraction through your entire torso, you don't have abs. Yeah. Replace. Yeah. And go back. Cool? You guys digging this stuff so far? Okay, good. Ab snails. Ab snails. Who asked that? You, my man right there? Oh, yeah, well, we got the thing right here, but yeah, you got kind of a tough spot. All right. Lower body stuff. All rise. All right, let me go out here in the middle on this one. It worked better. So you guys come over here, please, this way. I'm going to be here. That way everybody can see me better, because when I was there, we had a tough time last class. Okay, so it's the second complex on the screen there. This is something I added the other night because I thought this would better fit our group, and it went well last class. 20, 10, 5, called the SBJ complex. 20 squats, 10 burpees, 5 jumps. Now, before I show you the complex, I want to show you the way I prefer to do burpees, because I don't do them like this. Why? That's all hinging on the lumbar spine. I don't like that. It's not as metabolic either. This is how, if you have the mobility, if you got a squat that looks like this, we're not doing burpees. In fact, we're not doing squat jumps either. Right? That's just good training, common sense. But if you have the mobility, here's how we're going to do burpees. Wider stance. That way I can use my hips. And I go here, here, lock it, don't sag, come back, return. Does that not look more athletic and safe? Look at this. Look at this. Make sense? Quality over quantity. And I have no research to back this up, but I would guess it's probably more metabolic. Why? Here I'm not just hanging on my ligaments. I got to use all my lower body to drive me up and down. And if I'm working on conditioning, central and local muscle, I think it's giving it to me there. Am I saying anything that sounds too crazy? Okay, good. So here's what I want you guys to do. Fill in some gaps here. We're going to go overhead squat, 20 reps. I want speed, and I want you to finish like this at the top. Boom, boom, like that. 20. Then we go 10 burpee. Then for number 5, you have 2 options for the jump part. You can either do 5 more burpees and finish with a jump. I got to be real easy on my jumps. That still bugs my knee a little bit. Or you can just do squat jumps. That's up to you. If jumps are no good for you, don't do them. Right? I know you guys look at me. Why do you keep saying that? Because I always get people come back and go, I did those and it hurt my knee. And I was like, well, I should have. Well, you know. So we keep throwing that disclaimer out. All right? Let's hit it. 20 squats. 3, 2, 1, go. Heels flat. Fast, 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 fast as you can go. Fast as you can go. Stay in a range that you can control. Point your toes out just a little bit. Just a little bit for you. Yeah, yeah. Good. Spread your feet out a little wider, please. I'm just looking at various people's alignment. Fast as you can control. Make sure no one is behind you. Nobody's coffee, nobody's paper. 10 burpees. Notice it goes in half every time. 20 to 10, 10 to 5. If you want to do a push-up and really go crazy with it, fine. Don't sag your hips. More hip, less lumbar spine. Look, feet wider, hands inside your feet, not feet inside your hands. And then 5 jumps or burpees to a jump. Land gentle, take off like a rocket, land like a butterfly. Land like a butterfly. Okay, good. That'll rock your world a few rounds, right? Very good. Now, there's a couple people. I got a lot of people in this room. I've never met any of you before, right? And I know you guys are trainers, so if something really was going to hurt you, you wouldn't do it. We've already established that. Great. But I'm looking around, and I'm trying to tweak some form. And there's a lot of different people. There's some people in this room, if we coached it up 2, 3 times, and I still didn't see what I like, guess what? We move on to something else. I never fit. This is probably one of my biggest disagreements with the general stuff that we're hearing with all the screenings and assessments and training. We've become dictators and elitists. You know, match this score, or I love deadlifts, so everybody's going to do that, or whatever. I'm not into trying to fit people to my preconceived thing, whether it be an exercise or some assessment system. My goal, when I observe and I get people in, is to try to fit the exercise applications to their body, not trying to fit them to my cookie cutter, this is good training, and everything else I disagree with, even though other people like it and they get results. I don't like it, so everybody's going to fit to me. That's a dictator to me. All right, to me, what do you want to achieve? What do you have? What is your capability? What is your physiology? Because when I see restrictions, whether it be knees going in or whatever, sure, we can coach it up. But even when you assess, we love saying it, if you're not assessing, you're guessing. I say if you're assessing, you are still guessing. Why? Because you don't know if that's a structural problem, a protective problem, a joint problem, nerve problem. I could go on and on. Okay? So I don't get caught up in that stuff. If I see something that doesn't look good, I make you aware of it, and you show me you still don't have the ability, fine, we go somewhere else. Pain-free, controlled, good technique. I think if you follow those, you'll never hurt anybody, you'll never cause any other further problems. Period. And you listen to your client. That's my little soapbox on that one. Now, you can also do a bodyweight complex, which this could be a standalone complex, and I'll show you how you can integrate it into that same sequence. I could just do this. So I go down to my burpee, hit it, push up, break dancer, push up, break dancer, hit it, boom. That's 1 rep. 20 reps of those. You could just say, give me to it for time. And now, that's too much? 10 reps. Fine. Whatever. That's good conditioning right there. right? I'm going to give you guys some love. You guys have been catching the good side for a little while, so I'll give you guys the other side. If I want to integrate that little sequence into that complex, I hit my squats, and then when I do the burpees, then I'll go add this, like maybe a T-roll to the burpee. You know, or I could go in here. You could add the push-up, whatever, for your 10, and then finish with the 5 jumps, right? Let's just try that sequence, not the 20-10-5, not the SBJ, but just this move. So we go hands down, feet down. Again, look, solid position. Not here. If they want to do this, but they can only get this low, guess what? Put a step there or something. Then they're here. Here, here, get your push-up, and if you want to throw that in, you could go right to this side, or you add another push-up in. You know, so it would be push-up, left, push-up, right, hit it, return, and you could do the jump at the top. Let's just try that. 3 reps. So let's walk through it step by step first. Hang on. Like we're going to go choppy. Hands down, feet out. That's the burpee. Push up. Break dancer to one side. Push up. Push up. Break dancer to the other side. Jump back up with your feet. Stand up, and you can add the jump there. Got it? 3 reps on your own. I'm getting a skeptical look over here.
Oh, no, it's fine.
Okay. Oh, yeah, don't do it. Yeah, okay. Just because it's higher intensity training doesn't mean your form goes out the window. Spread your feet a little bit wider and slow down. On the squat. Okay. Very nice. Good. Okay, so have a seat. If you want to write a couple notes down real quick, do me a favor. Let's clear out this little lane. Like from here to here, I want to show you a couple locomotion drills. Before we do that, I want to show you how to put these together in a sequence. Just going to do a little time check here, guys. 8 minutes. Okay. So I want to show you this partner sled push in a second. Love that picture. So here, look up here. You actually have this slide. I just tightened it up a little bit, but it's all there. I think I added the reps rounds. So if I were to put this in a circuit, let's say I was in a room like this, no equipment at all, this is how I might set something like this up. Station 1, lower body, super legs complex. I'm going to show you that in a second. Or you could do that leg complex we just did. Upper body push, the Big 10 sequence. If you can't do the Big 10 sequence, you just do regular push-ups, fine. We would just put you on the incline, and you would rip them. Station 3, a little core work, do the ab snails or the walkouts. If I did push-ups, I probably won't do the walkouts because they're kind of similar there. You might be fatigued. And then 4, pulling, that shoulder complex. Ideally, we have bands. I'm going to get lots of band rows and things like that in there. Now, just want to give you guys a quick breather. Who was in J.C. Santana's pre-conference yesterday? Okay, he showed you guys the super legs complex, right? 24, 24, 24? Yeah. Okay, I want to show you a version of that we developed, because I've used a whole bunch of versions of that. I'll show you a couple reps of each, then I want you guys to hop up and do it, and then whatever time left, we'll have some fun. So start off split squat, so it's more unilateral. The other one was squats, 24, lunges, 24, jump lunges. I'm going to be easy on that one, but scissor jumps, 24, and then 12 squat jumps. To keep it easy on the numbers, I'm just going to go 10 of everything. So we start here. We want to get a little more glute in there. I'm not going to go as much quad, so we're going to start here. And if you go quick, sometimes that back foot comes up. I want that rib to the thigh. Why? That's more glute. It's actually easier on your knee. Boom. So I go 10. Then I switch. Go 10. Then from here, so I just went 10 on the right, 10 on the left. split squat. Then I'm going to go alternate leg lunges. You can go here. Notice when I go forward, I'm not flexing forward, I'm hip hinging forward. See the difference? More glute. Show you this angle. Here, alternate legs, 10 per leg, or if you don't like forward, you can go reverse lunges. That's a little even easier on your knee. So I went from all one side to all the other side to alternate leg. Now we go back. There's 4 concepts here, 4 exercises back to back. Go back to the split stance. I go here. I step back long, straight line, here. Touch here. If I don't have the flexibility, I touch here. Drive the knee. That's powerful hip extension. Bang, bang. We go 10. Then I switch. So now it's all on this side. This is when you go, I heard mind-muscle connection, but this actually has a voice, and it's going to hate you. Here, bang, here, bang. 10. And then instead of doing squat jumps, we're going to do deadlift jumps, just a little more hip dominant. I go here. Look at the position. This, not this. You wouldn't deadlift like that. Don't jump like that. Right in here. Cool? You guys are like, come on, man. Let's do it. Get some real estate. Get some room. Come on. We got space back here. Limited time. Limited time. You can't let the morning group beat you now. I had a good group. Don't let them punk you. Okay, split stance. Let's everybody start left leg forward so everybody's on the same page. Left leg forward. First movement is right here. Here, you don't have to pick that foot up if you don't want to, but I like doing this here. 10. Go. Fast. Fast as you can control. Make sure you're not rounded at your back, your hip hinge. Then switch sides. Right foot forward. 10. Go. Then after that, we go alternate leg lunges. Like here, and return, here, and return, or reverse lunges. 20. I want to see that torso come a little bit forward. Vertical tibia. Just like my man right here. Good. Now, left leg goes forward. Watch this. You step back big. Look at the position, athletic position. And then come up, drive the knee high. Drive the knee high. 10 reps each side. Make it look good. Back knee should be straight when you step back. Good. Oh, yeah. The left glute starting to talk now. Oh, yeah. And by the way, if you're looking to build muscle, high volume stuff definitely puts some shape on you. Shape meaning hypertrophy. And then deadlift jumps. Deadlift jumps are here, just like you would do an RDL. Boom. Land soft, 10 reps. Land soft, good back position, mostly from the hips. Remember, if the weight we're using is limited, we got to get it in volume. That's how you get stronger. You lift fast, lift heavy, lift a lot. We don't have heavy, right? Unless I get on your back. So what do? We lift a lot, we lift fast. There you go, and that's what we just did. So we're applying principles. Cool? So that's the leg complex. Last thing I want to show you, I'll use you real quick, guys. Let's part the C's a little bit. I want to show you a partner sled push. So first thing we're going to do, let's have you back up that way a little bit. We're just going to go this way a couple steps, and then we'll do the real thing. Who uses sled? You know, like you push the sled. Sled work to me is awesome. It's also great because it's very knee-friendly. It's a great way to get intense lower body training. It's not just for conditioning. Put a lot of weight on that and pull it for 20, 25 yards. Very knee-friendly, great lower body conditioning. If you don't have access to a sled, but you have a little space, a little track, here's how we can make it happen. So, what's your name again, my man? Joe. Joe. So I'm going to have Joe put his hands on my shoulders like this. Not here, not here. That's easier to slip. So I want him 45 degrees, so he's got a nice, firm, just turn that way, firm spot on my shoulders. So, good. He's the exerciser, I'm the sled, right? So now I tell him, okay, your car just ran out of gas, I'm your car, get set up, we're getting ready to push the car, right? Good, put that foot in front. Good. Now your goal is not to run me over, is to paw through the ground, long, solid strides. So my goal here, just stay there, is to lean into him a little bit. I want to keep this angle. Now, I'm not trying to beat him. I'm letting him win. So I need to create enough tension to where we keep this angle the whole time. He's got good stiffness here. And now just kind of pull through nice and controlled. Good. Nice and stable. Good. Extend that back leg. Full steps. There it is. There it is. Cool? So let's start down here, and you can take me up the room. That's how this should roll. You ready? Let's get set. Why do I put my hands here? Just in case he slips, right? We don't want to headbutt. So I just go here. I've never had it happen, but better be safe than sorry, right? So we lean. Does that feel right? Good? Okay, here we go. Oh, good. Don't get overwhelm me. Good. Yep. So I had to readjust because he's a strong dude. Come on. Fall onto the ground. Fall onto the ground. Fall onto the ground. Good. Good. Keep these locked. Come on. Beat me. Beat me. Beat me. So that's how we'll do it. Right? And that, we go 20 yards up, 20 yards back, that will get you. Now, if he was a fighter, just throwing this out there because everybody likes MMA stuff. I've trained a lot of fighters. We would do something where if I just pushed him here, 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 then I would come under, lift, walk him back, and do it again. We might do 5 rounds of that. Right? But that's something else. All right? So how much time do I have? Am I done? Oh, I'm done. Sorry. Okay. So if you guys want to try that, we can do it out in the hallway. If you have any questions, I'll be out in the hall. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.